Welcome to today's Woman in Power bonus video. This was inspired because one of the ladies asked for some support with dropping out of her head and into her body. And what I started to realize and see is that that's where a lot of my clients were on our coaching calls last week. In their heads, not in their hearts, not in their bodies, where all of the wisdom lies. It's how most of us operate. We are in our minds all the time, and we wonder, why are we exhausted? Why do we have a headache? Why do we have brain fog? Because we are spinning the wheels in our mind trying to control it instead of using the mind for good. The mind is so beautiful, actually, when used correctly. The mind is where we can imagine. The mind is where we can dream. The mind is where we can actually create so much without needing to physically do things. This is actually feminine energy, which has really been shut off, turned off. It's not widely known how to use it. We live in a very masculine paradigm. And when I say that, what I mean is that a lot of us think we need to work really hard for money, or we need to take a physical action to get something done. And yes, the physical action does need to happen, but my invitation is to do it following the internal, the energetic, the spiritual action. And that's done when we give ourselves enough space to dream and to visualize and to get clear. Even something that I do, for example, I can picture payment notifications coming in. I can picture a client saying, I'm in. I can picture a client sending a beautiful testimonial. I can picture people posting in the group, commenting on my feed. I visualize it, I picture it, and I am not attached to the outcome of it. So, for example, I can hold space for a client to sign up without a fear of disappointment or being upset or being mad, but I will hold them to that standard and possibility, whether they do it or not. I will allow the energetics to go off in my body of how it will feel when they tell me that they're in, of how it will feel when I see the notification, of how it will feel when I post on my stories celebrating them. I will run through that process. And most of the times it works, it happens. And if it doesn't, I'm okay with it too. But what I want you to see is that I allow my nervous system to go there, into joy, into excitement, into celebration, into bliss, into abundance. I hold the highest vision, the highest possibility. Then the actual action steps I do are not very hard. They don't require a lot of stress, a lot of straining. They precede the energetics. And so that's what I want to help you with. Whatever it is that you are desiring or wanting to step into, I invite you to do the energetics, the emotional, the spiritual, the mental first before going and taking the hard action, because that is when we get exhausted, we get burned out, and it's not working. And I want to be one of the leaders, and I know some of you are the leaders too, to help you with changing the way that we operate and the way that we approach the physical world. So this is a spiritual conversation, but I promise you, if you start to utilize and implement even just one thing from this video, you will notice you have so much more energy and so much more vitality and so much more clarity. So go ahead. I'm so excited that a few of you are here live. I know some of you are watching this replay. It doesn't matter when and where, but no matter what, you're going to receive right now. So go ahead and close your eyes. Allow yourself to be here. If you need to go at a certain time, set an alarm on your phone or a timer or something like that, because I really want you to get lost in this visualization. I want you to get lost in the present moment. I want you to receive, to feel held and to be supported, to know that I've got you. I'm fully here. And honestly, it's like making me emotional because as I was preparing to get on here, it's just so amazing that, like, this is my job. This is my work. This is what I've loved to do my whole life, just supporting my friends, supporting women, helping you shine, helping you be your best version. I'm so excited to get on here. I'm so excited for the results that you're going to get after this. That what's cool about this is I don't even know how far reaching this could go. I don't know what I might say where it could completely change your life. And the people who are affected from your life changing. And the ripple effect is so cool. So thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this work. You have no idea how important this work really is and how far it can go. I really trust and believe my intention is you won't be the same energetically and spiritually from this point forward. I hope that you can remember this and you can look back to this day as a memory of where you had a shift that you can carry out forever. So close your eyes if they aren't already. Really feel into the present moment, calling on the guidance of your higher power right now. Allow the resonance of truth to vibrate throughout your whole body. Uncross your legs or allow your body to get in a space where it is open and free for energy to flow through it. We are energetic beings. Go ahead right now, and I want you to just picture any darkness just falling away. Don't think too much about this. It's not about thinking, it's about dreaming and believing. Allow yourself to feel like a little kid again who had an imagination, who would love this exercise of just feeling the dirt wash away. You can picture a heavy rainstorm looking up into the sky. The rain is just falling and clearing. You feel that sense of just feeling refreshed, like you can just breathe, that you are alive. You can picture your hands down and you're just spinning around, just so in awe and alive. And you can picture yourself now just sitting down in a meadow. And now the rain has cleared, the rain has stopped, and you look up to the sky and it's just clear and it's blue. There's just so much abundance and so much just clear, crisp, beautiful air. And you take a deep breath in right now and you let it go. And you have this moment, you have this knowing, you have this intuition that this all really is temporary. You have this feeling of, why have I been stressing so hard? Why have I been making things so complicated? Why do I beat myself up so much? Why do I give all my power away to that person or these people? Why do I care so much what they are going to say? This life can be a gift. The only thing that's so sure is that it is temporary and it's not going to be here forever. And sometimes that can bring up sadness, and we can honor that. But it also can bring up gratitude. Whenever I think about gratitude, it just reminds me that I'm here to create a difference. I'm here to love. I'm here to play. I'm here to have fun. And any challenge or adversity that comes up, it's a part of it. And it strengthens me. And it helps me be a better player in the game of life. I get stronger. I get more resilient. I can handle bigger amounts of joy and love because I can handle bigger amounts of sadness and disappointment and hurt and frustration. Your nervous system has handled betrayal, infidelity, feeling like you're not chosen, not good enough, not beautiful enough. Your nervous system has handled wild amounts of pain, and you have survived it. You have gotten to the other side of it. When you really anchor this in and believe this and know this as truth, you will not fear the feelings you've already felt and processed. Your nervous system is hardwired to process them again. quicker, more efficiently. You will never be able to avoid pain and disappointment and lack and scarcity for the rest of your life. But when you can accept that that's a part of the game, you don't have to sit in it as long. It doesn't have to take you out the way it took you out. You have gained experience. You have gotten more knowledge. You've gotten more information through what you have lived. And so, my intention right now is you remove this fear of your feelings. They won't get as stuck in your body. You won't burn out. You will have more energy when you can process and digest and breathe through and sit with and stop fearing. That's like living in a cage. Yes, you're safe and you won't have to have a shock to your nervous system. You'll be safe, all right, but you're not living. You're preventing yourself from feeling some pain and some fear, yes. But there's no opportunity for love. There's no opportunity for joy, abundance, miracles, bliss. You can't even tap into that realm. But you definitely won't feel any fear or pain or disappointment or hurt or anger, all those things that you think you could never handle again. What we're doing right now is we're opening up the door to the cage that you have the key to. You bring your hand out in front of it and you turn the key and you open it and you push it out and you realize that door isn't even that heavy. It's actually really light. And you picture yourself walking out of this cage and the cage behind you is just dissolving, it's melting, it's clearing. And now you're just in a space, you're in a room that has no walls. It's white, it's bright. You can maybe even picture crystals around you. Look up at the sky and you see amethyst. You look to your right and you see white quartz. You see rose quartz. You see flowers, you see roses, you feel the most beautiful sunflowers you've ever seen in your life, and you just see them, and they're so, 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 so graceful. And you just feel it in your heart, in your gut, in your soul right now. This knowing, this remembrance of the light, of the beauty, of the love, which is your truth. There is no cage. The cage was made up. It was a false way to protect yourself, but you don't need that anymore. These are your training wheels being taken off, and you're out. You're out in the open to love because you know that this all ends. And you've experienced loss and death and grief and disappointment and failures and hardships. But what about you stepping into this next chapter, this next way of living? You're into the unknown, the part most people will never experience. They sit on their deathbed and all they tell you is that they wish they lived a little more. They wish they went for it. They wish they had more time. You're choosing a moment right now where you're not going to sit that way on your deathbed, where you're going to know you lived it to the fullest and you went for it. You went all out. You truly loved. You truly allowed yourself to feel joy. And the only way you do that is when you are open and available for potential heartbreak and disappointment because it's inevitable. That cage is gone. You can't protect yourself from it. But when you know that you're always going to be okay, you will stop fearing it. Every single thing I feared and every single thing that did happen that I did fear, I lived through it. I got to this moment where I don't have those fears. I'm not living in the pain. It was all temporary. It was uncomfortable, but it shaped me into being who I am. So none of it was ever wasted. None of what you're going through or have gone through is wasted. It's all just a memory. And the beautiful thing is that because it lives in your mind, that means we can clear it, we can change it, we can shift perspectives, we can find the gratitude, we can find the silver lining. So take a deep breath in right now and let it go and sink into your body. Sit with your body. Every day, just sit into your body a little bit more. You don't even need to structure it. You don't need to set a timer. You can if you want. But if you're the kind of person who keeps saying you'll do that and you don't do that even for 5 minutes, don't keep doing that to yourself. Sometimes when you're on the couch, you just drop in. When you're on a walk, you drop in. You're in the car waiting to pick up the kids at school, you drop in. It doesn't need to be so structured and complicated if that hasn't been working for you. The beautiful thing is we can reset our nervous system at any moment. We can do that by breathing, closing our eyes, doing what you're doing right here. Your body speaks to you. You might be cursing your body because you might wonder, why are you going through pain right now? Why do you have a migraine? Why does your knee hurt? Why does your back hurt? Why does your upper back hurt? Why do you have tension? Why are you tired? You might be cursing all of the ways that you feel, and you might be frustrated, angry, hurt, disappointed, and you might be thinking you shouldn't be experiencing these aches and these pains, but I'm here to tell you otherwise. I'm here to remind you your body is powerful. Your body is the way that we receive divine communication to signal to us what is working, what is not working. What do we need to let go of? What can we no longer handle and tolerate? What are we hanging on to for dear life that needs to be let go of? Your body's so kind and so smart to you to tell you. So I invite you to love your body and all of the wisdom that it's giving to you. When I was in a deeply narcissistic, abusive relationship, my body was going crazy. I was exhausted. I was tired. I had black, dark circles under my eyes 24/7. I was bloated. I had so much inflammation. I was getting constant yeast infections, UTIs, BV, all the things. My body was just in so much pain, so much depression, so much darkness. Of course, I didn't want to feel that way, but you know what? In hindsight, my body was so kind to speak to me and tell me. I also built up wisdom that when my body starts signaling to me, I'm going to listen and I'm going to believe it. My gut would go off when this person would lie to me, when they would override what my gut and my heart was telling me, what my intuition was so clearly portraying to me. I denied it. I felt crazy. I felt I was losing my mind. But when I found out everything that I had a hunch about was true and right, I learned to trust my gut without a shadow of a doubt. I might not know all the pieces, but I know that my gut is signaling to me. And I learned to trust the wisdom of my body. And that's how I can have so much more clarity and peace and joy and bliss and abundance. But the way that we get to that is we process and we feel all of the stuff our body is trying to signal us, and we don't curse it. We don't make it wrong. So right now you might feel a little bit more dropped into your body. Most of my clients walk out of our sessions feeling light. They feel clear. A lot of them feel like they have the answer. They know what to do next. All it really is they're dropping into the present moment. They're dropping into their body. They're listening to the wisdom. They're feeling truth. You can do this at any moment, at any time. And you know what else helps you drop into in your body is you speaking. So when you help another person, when you go on a walk and you pull out your phone and you voice record, when you work with a coach, with a mentor, a therapist, when you get up in the morning, speak, use your voice. That's another way that you can drop in and get into your body. So go ahead right now and ask your body, ask your soul, what are you signaling to me? What do I need to know? What do I need to let go of? What am I holding on to for dear life? Please give me the courage and the confidence then to trust all the information that I'm going to receive. What I've learned on my journey is God makes it very clear and obvious, but I usually don't realize how clear and obvious it is until hindsight. I will ask for the guidance. Sometimes a fire comes up, a crash comes up, a burn comes up, and I a lot of times can't see it in the moment. And then I see, wow, I asked for it to clear, and my God, it was clear. I see it with my clients. They can't see it in the moment because they're so emotionally attached to it. But when they look back in hindsight, they go, wow, my higher power was communicating with me. I just wasn't able to fully see it or listen. But because I'm slowing down and I care about this relationship with my intuition and my higher power, I can see that this is how my higher power communicates to me and it can help me moving forward. I can now have this kind of wisdom and discernment. It's not always going to be the same. We're not always going to handle things the same way, but we can now pause and reflect and take a look without blindly running our patterns. You will save yourself so much time and energy and lessons. None of it's wasted. You will always learn the lesson eventually, but sometimes you might be able to prevent the same lesson over and over and over again. So you asked your intuition, you asked your higher self, you asked your soul some of these powerful questions. Some of you might have just gotten the answer, and sometimes the answer is just a vision flashes. Some of you, the answer is just the chills. It's a knowing. We all receive our divine communication in different ways. So how it comes to me might be very different from how it comes to you. This is why we want to come home to ourselves, to experience our relationship with our higher power, but we need to give ourselves space to do that and to not just be told what to do and what works for other people. We need to go experience and find that out for ourselves. And that's why we come back to groups like this. We go explore, we go find out, we deepen it, and we share it, and we enhance it, and we reflect on it. So if you didn't feel like you got the answers right now, or because I'm still speaking, you don't exactly have the silence and the clarity for your answers to come through, will you trust that they're going to come through, all the things that you ask, in ways that you don't know how, because that's part's not your job? Can you trust it might come through in something you see on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, TV, a book, a saying, a billboard? Can you trust that it will come through in something that comes out on your journal, a thought, an inspiration? That's how I operate in my business. I get a thought, I get an intuition, a client pops in my head, an offer pops in my head. I trust it, I offer it, and I have no attachment to the client saying yes, although they usually do, because it's not from me. It just comes through. Either way, I'm going to be okay. I've learned that when I hold back, I can rob people of the opportunity who want the support. So the reason I'm saying that is sometimes you need to have courage, and you need to be okay with rejection. You need to be okay with it not working that way. You need to be okay with disappointment. Because when you are okay with it not going the way that you want, even though your intuition told you, you will move mountains. You have so much more capacity for joy and bliss and abundance. So go ahead right now. Thank yourself for being here. Thank yourself for being in a container like this. Thank yourself for investing your money, your time to deepen this connection with yourself, with your intuition, with your body, with your past, with your nervous system. This is worth so much more than just your time and your money. This goes so far beyond. Imagine what you can create in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 50 years from now when you tap in to your intuition. Oh my God, your life can be totally different. Your experience of life can be different. The years are going to pass, the time will pass, but what is your experience of how you fill it in? What is the quality you experience when you listen to your nervous system and you take time to tend to it? You take time to ask it, what is it trying to communicate? When you honestly, genuinely are curious of what you need to let go of and you have the courage and confidence to actually go do that, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more clear. Watch how more money wants to come play and interact with you because you want to experience a better life. Watch how friendships that are not right for you fall away. Watch how romantic relationships, the person acts up and it's baffling and you wonder why. And then you realize, oh, wow, I needed something to get so clear that this wasn't the right relationship for me. I actually needed that. What if you looked at everything through the lens of gratitude and everything is propelling you towards what you want? Even if sometimes it's just the contrast and appreciation of what you eventually have. I can't even put into words some of the lonely nights and despair and fear and how scared I was to where I feel now. I can't fully tap into that pain, but I know it existed and I know it lasted years. But now it's just a distant memory and I'm not living that anymore. So, whatever you're going through, you're not going to be in that season, in that moment forever. It will just be a distant memory. And you can look at it as so much gratitude. I'll finish with this. I pulled out my God box the other day and I was reading some letters from my family, from my friends. I was looking at some of my lists of things that I intended, things that I hoped for. And I started crying because one of my lists, it wasn't necessarily things or exact details. It was things I wanted to experience and how I wanted to feel. And every single thing on that list I'm living today. Every single thing. Not one is off, every single thing. And I had to learn, for me, lists with specifics isn't what does it for me. Lists of how I want to feel and how I want to experience life, it does it for me. But here's the thing, it might be the opposite for you. My invitation today is that you go deep in your relationship with how you manifest, with how you heal, with how you clear, with how you connect, how you get your visions, your intuition. I want you to go come home to yourself and deepen this relationship for the rest of your life. I want this work to go so far beyond you just being on these calls, you being in this container. I want it to be a deepening of a relationship that lasts a lifetime and that leaves a legacy. So go ahead and open your eyes. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much love. It's an honor to walk this journey with you, no matter how long you stay in my world. I hope that we continue to walk together. If it's time for a pause, I hope there's a day you come back in a different season. But my intention throughout this all is that you just truly come home to yourself, the part of you that knows. There's a part of you deep within you that knows. And it's not going anywhere. It's never going anywhere. It never left you. So I'm sending you so much love. Have an amazing rest of your day. Wash off, clear the energy, picture water just releasing, and step into a whole brand new person. We're meant to grow. We're meant to evolve. We're meant to change. Yet so many of us resist it because of other people and a fear of the unknown, a fear of the crash, a fear of the burn. You can handle it all and it's worth it. So thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm happy that you were here in live time, that you got to receive this, something that you had asked for. Ask and you shall receive. So have an amazing rest of your day, and I will be seeing you in the group.